Everybody, thanks for tuning in for this video. I hope you had a really good Valentine's Day. Mine was really fun. Tyler and I went to St. Louis for the weekend. We went to a hockey game. We got to see the St. Louis Blues, which was a super exciting game. We had so much fun. We got a nice dinner, and the next day we went shopping. So you can kind of tell that like part of that trip was, you know, really fun for Tyler. The other part was fun for me. The hockey game was awesome, though. It was like a tied game, went into overtime, then they went into a shootout, and hockey is pretty fun to watch, even if you're not like a huge sports fan. It really you really stay interested in the game as you watch it. It's very, very fast-paced. But anyway, the following day we went shopping, and I got to go to a lot of stores that I don't normally get to go to because they're just not around where I live. So I went to Sephora and the Mac store and the Lush store, actually. So that was my first experience trying Lush stuff. So I'm gonna just kind of tell you what I got. It's not like maybe the most super exciting stuff. I don't know. It's exciting to me, so I thought I would just share it with you, and maybe you'll get an idea of what'll be coming in my upcoming reviews and tutorials and all that. So let's get started. First, I went to Sephora, and I realized I could buy this stuff like online, but there's just something about getting to be in the store and look at all this stuff, you know, hands-on, and see what it's all about. So one thing I got there was a bronzer from Too Faced, and it was actually in this kit. Let me get that out and show you. The Glamour Revolution palette that my sister gave me for like Christmas and my birthday. And it looks like this. And I've shown this to you guys before. But it has this bronzer in here. It's the Chocolate Soleil bronzer right down there. And it's a matte bronzer, but it's just a little bit darker than quite a few of the other bronzers that I've tried. So I thought, you know, I really like it. So when I get these sample size products or like specially packaged things, like I'm much more likely to seek out that item in the store if I've gotten to try it and really decide if I like it or not. So that's what I got. I got that bronzer. It's matte bronzing powder, and the packaging is gorgeous. Like, look at this. This is like kind of a mirrored, like really dark packaging, and it's matte bronzing powder with real cocoa in it. Yeah, that's what it looks like there. So it's a little bit darker. It works great as a contour because it is matte, and it's so cute. Like on the mirror there you can see my camera. Hello. But the mirror says, "Why be pretty when you can be gorgeous?" It has that little phrase there. And there's the bronzer. Like I said, I used it today, kind of just contouring just around my face. And it has a really good smell to it, too. I don't know if that is the real cocoa in this, but that's kind of fascinating that the food product is actually worked into this. I'm sure it's not like a lot of cocoa, but it's in there either way. And so just a nice matte bronzer that gives me a little different color, because I feel like a lot of the matte bronzers are more for like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of them work really well for fair skin, but I wanted something that could just provide a little more contrast. And the only other thing I got at Sephora, of course I saw like tons of things I wanted, but I kind of restrained myself, but I got one of the Stila 4-pan compacts, just an empty one, because you may remember from the video I did where I talked about the 4 individual shadows I had. They came in this set that I got from Beauty Ticket, but they did not have a palette to put them in. So you had the 4 shades, but you didn't have the palette, and they are a little larger. The Stila shadows are than, you know, your average, like say MAC or the Coastal Scents Hot Pots or whatever. So I just got this empty palette, and it has a really nice large mirror. It's a pretty big palette, and I just was able to, it was magnetic, so these all just went right in there. And so that's kind of, I think I'm going to use the shadows a lot more, having them all contained in the palette, and it's much easier to travel with them and not worry about them getting broken, because they were in just these little plastic containers. So the colors I have in there, by the way, are Kitten, which is a really popular shade, and Wheat, and I believe that one is Go Lightly, and that one is Mystic, the blue. So all really pretty shades. They're all very shimmery. Sorry, I just thought I was going to burp there. Was trying to conceal it if it was going to happen, but whatever. Anyway, really pretty shades, and that's what I got at Sephora. So I was looking at a lot of different things that I wanted, but I just didn't go ahead and get more than that. Now I went to the MAC counter, which I think with MAC, like I've looked at their website so much, but they just have so much color variety, and I feel like the brand really comes down to colors and shades, and I just really like to see that kind of thing in person if I can. And of course other people's YouTube videos help a lot, getting to see the products demonstrated and just more than just a little swatch on a website. So anyway, I went in there knowing I was going to get a couple of new eyeshadows from MAC and some lip products as well, because I've only tried the lipsticks and I wanted to try a few other things too. So I ended up getting another lipstick. I got the MAC Viva Glam 5. So that's what I have on now, that lipstick, and it's just a really pretty nude shade. It's got some kind of it's kind of like a pinky goldeny neutral shade, and it's not one of those super light neutrals that like erases your lips. And I was looking for something sort of a lip look that I could come up with that was going to be something I could really wear for all occasions, because if I'm going to shell out a little more money for it, you know, I want it to be something I'm really going to get good out of. So I thought I wore this today on the air. So I used the Viva Glam 5. And then with that, the makeup artist that was helping me told me that this liner in Whirl is the shade, and it's a nice neutral liner as well. Works good with this lipstick, and it does. It's just maybe a hair darker, provides a little bit of definition with that lighter colored lipstick, and I think it's so neutral. It would work well with a lot of other lipsticks that I have. So nice to get a nice liner, and I haven't noticed like any issues with this feathering or like going outside my lip line or anything like that. And another thing I was really excited to try was a lip gloss. So I got one of the MAC lip glasses. And the shade is Nymphette, and it just really caught my eye as soon as I saw it. It's a really, really super pretty pink with a lot of gold undertone, and it goes on very sheer to wear it on its own, but I wore it on top of this look, and it really brings out the gold in the entire look. So yeah, I really like it. I like the way it feels. I don't think it's too sticky. I think I've heard of some people saying these are pretty sticky, but I don't think it's too sticky for me, and I do think it just kind of helps the whole look stay. You know, it doesn't feel like it's sliding all over your face. So that was nice to get. And I got two new eyeshadows. One is Embark, and a lot of people, I've just heard from many people that I like to watch on YouTube that say this is just a good classic neutral shade to get in your collection. And I don't have a lot of MAC eyeshadow, but I feel like I'm trying to build up the basics. You know, I have Carbon, I have Sketch, you know, it's just your basic shadows, and so I thought this would be a nice complement to what I already have. And it is just a matte shade, a nice matte brown, and it was sitting next to, I think it was sitting next to Sketch, and it looks like it could even work really well with that. It's almost like, I don't know, I don't want to say it's a plummy tone, but it seemed to really work with that shade. So yeah, I got that one. And I got Night Divine, which is a Velux Pearl shade. And it's just really pretty, and I have that on today actually. It looks kind of like a really dark charcoal in some lights, and then it really hits the light and it looks like practically just silver. But I wore Naked Lunch on my lid, Night Divine kind of in the crease and up in here a little bit, and Carbon kind of right in the outer corner. So I like that look. At some point maybe I'll just do like a MAC collection video, because I don't have a lot. I could definitely fit it all into one video for sure and go through all the different shadows I have, and maybe I could take some of your feedback on what other things I need if I'm trying to build up my collection there a little bit. But as you can see, I'm talking about a lot of high-end stuff in this video, but you guys know that I love the drugstore stuff, and I always will, so it's not like I'm converting or anything entirely, but I like to really be able to experience the whole makeup spectrum if I can, and I think I can give you a little more perspective in my reviews when I do them. Anyway, last thing I have is a couple of things. The last thing is a couple of things. That's weird. I went to Lush, and I really didn't know what I was going to get. I honestly just went to look around, because I don't take a lot of baths. I mean, I shower. I need to get that shower done quick. bam, you know, done with it. I don't really do a lot of soaking in the tub, so I decided I would get one of these, they're called massage bars, and they have like cocoa butter in them and a lot of really moisturizing ingredients, and the one I got is the peach. Oh, it smells so good. It's like a really citrusy scent. You don't just smell peach, but you get a lot of, like, I think there's grapefruit and just really, really good scents there. And it's cute. It's one of the really cute massage bars. But anyway, you could just put this on, like, you get out of the shower and you can kind of, you rub your hands on it and you get this, like, moisturizing kind of cocoa butter feel to it. And I like just putting it on my hands, honestly, around my cuticles too. It's really moisturizing there, and I haven't really tried it beyond that. I haven't like used it all over my body yet, but I was reading in some information about it, and it said, like, you know, it would be good to use something like this after you get out of the shower all over your body. Really locks in the moisture, but it's really great on your hands. And then you have that wonderful scent on your hands. And the scent is so, like, I don't want to say it's incredibly strong, because it's not like, you know, gonna knock you over strong smell, but it's just a really fresh scent, very energizing. It'd be the type of thing I'd like to have on in the morning, you know, to really get me going. But you just smell it on your hands and it smells so good. And so that was all I was going to get. I was checking out and the girl was like, would you like to try one of our lip balms? And asking me a question like that is like, yeah, I'd love to try one of your lip balms. So anyway, I got the balm in Honey Trap, and I really don't know a whole lot about this. I didn't, I got one of those little, it's like, looks like a little newspaper they give you, and it has info on all the products. And I had read this, but I don't really remember what all is in it. I think this may be like a cocoa butter type product as well. But you put your, it's very hard, like, it reminds me of the feel of like the Burt's Bees lip balm that's in the little tin like this. And you just kind of got to warm it up a little bit with your finger. But when you put it on, it's very moisturizing. I mean, it's kind of has, if you get it really warmed up and you put it on your lips, it has almost a thick feel to it. But I like it. It doesn't have a real over-the-top scent. It's just kind of lightly sweet. I see where the honey thing is coming from. And it's not going to be glossy or anything like that. Like, I put it on last night before bed and I woke up and my lips felt really soft. So, anyway, guys, that is my haul from Valentine's Day and my trip to St. Louis. And again, I hope you had a great Valentine's Day. Thank you for the Valentine's wishes on Twitter and my Facebook page as well. And I hope you have a wonderful start to the week and more videos to come. Bye, guys.